Entering 2026 does not automatically change your life. The truth is, most people only change the year, not the way they live. And if you're watching this video right now, there's a good chance this applies to you. You may have started the year with real expectations. You set clear goals and promised yourself you would build better habits. You believed a better version of yourself would finally show up. But as time passed, things slowly drifted back to how they were before. So here's the question: did you actually change? Or are you still hoping that a new year will do the work for you? Here's the truth: January 1st has no power on its own. Nothing changes unless your daily habits change. That's why today, this video will share 10 habits that can truly change your life in 2026. No motivational fluff, no short-lived trends, no quick promises. If you're looking for change that actually lasts, like the video and subscribe. Now, let's begin. Habit 1, the morning mind reset. Most people don't realize how early their day slips out of their hands. Every morning begins with good intentions, but within seconds of waking up, attention is already elsewhere. A quick glance at the phone turns into messages, news, and other people's concerns. Before you even sit up, your mind is reacting instead of choosing. By the time the day starts, you already feel slightly behind. Some people approach mornings differently. They don't rush to be productive or follow extreme routines. They simply delay the noise. The first part of their day stays quiet long enough for their own thoughts to surface. That pause creates space to decide what deserves attention instead of inheriting it from the world. In 2026, treat the first 30 to 60 minutes as a buffer. Leave your phone outside the bedroom, wake up without input. Sit, stretch, write, or just think. Ask yourself what matters today before anything else answers for you. The effect is subtle but real. Your thoughts slow down, decisions feel cleaner. The rest of the day stops feeling like damage control and starts feeling intentional. Habit 2, the never zero rule. A lot of progress disappears not in failure, but in silence. Days pass where nothing moves forward. No reading, no effort, no steps taken. It doesn't feel dramatic in the moment, but those 0 days stack up quietly. Motivation fades, not because you stopped caring, but because momentum died. Some people never let that happen. They don't wait to feel ready. They keep the habit alive in its smallest form. 1 page read, 1 sentence written, 1 minute of movement. Not enough to impress anyone, but enough to stay connected to who they're becoming. In 2026, decide that zero is no longer an option. On hard days, shrink the task until it feels that almost too easy. Do the minimum that still counts, then give yourself permission to stop. What this builds isn't productivity, it's trust. You stop seeing yourself as someone who quits when it's uncomfortable. That identity shift keeps habits breathing, even when energy is low. Habit 3, weekly life audit. Life rarely becomes overwhelming all at once. It builds in layers. Unfinished tasks, messages left open, small decisions postponed. Each one adds a bit of mental weight until even simple things feel heavy. Most people live in that state without ever stepping back to see it clearly. Others create space to reset, not daily and not obsessively. Just once a week, they pause long enough to take inventory. What worked? What didn't? What's draining attention unnecessarily? That moment of review prevents small issues from becoming constant stress. In 2026, choose a fixed time each week to check in with your life. 30 quiet minutes. Clear your space. Review the past few days. Decide what actually matters next instead of reacting to everything at once. The relief comes quickly. Your mind feels lighter. Focus returns. And with that sense of order, approaching the next habit feels far less overwhelming. Habit 4, the 2-minute start. There's usually one task you keep postponing, even though it wouldn't take that long to begin. The resistance doesn't come from effort, it comes from scale. The moment a task feels big, your brain looks for an exit. You tell yourself you'll do it properly later when you have more time or energy. Most of the time, that moment never arrives. Some people handle this differently. They don't wait for the right mood. They remove the pressure to finish. By shrinking the starting point, they make action feel harmless. 2 minutes is short enough that your brain doesn't argue. It feels temporary, manageable. In 2026, use this as your entry point for anything you've been avoiding. Set a timer for 2 minutes and start. Don't promise more. Let the agreement end there. If you continue, that's a bonus. If you stop, that still counts. What changes is consistency. Starting stops feeling heavy. Showing up becomes normal. And once that friction disappears, protecting your attention becomes the next natural step. Habit 5, ruthless digital boundaries. Most people don't notice how often their attention gets pulled apart. A notification here, a quick check there, Each moment seems harmless, but together they leave your mind scattered. By the end of the day, focus feels thin, even if you stayed busy the whole time. There's a quiet exhaustion that comes from never being fully present. Some people design their environment differently. Instead of relying on discipline, they reduce temptation. Fewer alerts, fewer entry points, less noise competing for their focus. They understand that attention isn't infinite, and protecting it is a form of self-respect. In 2026, choose a few firm boundaries around your devices. Turn off non-essential notifications. Keep your phone out of reach at night. Decide on a time in the evening when screens go off, not to restrict yourself, but to reclaim mental space. As things quiet down, something unexpected happens. Thoughts last longer, conversations feel deeper, and with a calmer mind, learning becomes easier to sustain. Habit 6, the learning stack. Growth rarely happens in big bursts. It comes from small exposures repeated over time. Many people stop learning once life gets full. Reading slows down, curiosity fades. Without noticing, their thinking stays the same year after year. Others keep learning woven into their days, not as a project, but as a habit. A few pages, one idea, a short listen on the way to work. They trust that knowledge compounds even when progress feels invisible. In 2026, stack learning into your routine in simple ways. Read 5 pages a day. Listen to something thoughtful during commutes. Replace one scroll with one idea. Ask yourself what you can learn today, not what you can finish. Over time, your perspective sharpens. Decisions feel clearer, confidence grows quietly. And as your mind becomes better fed, you start noticing something else shift. How you relate to the moments you already have. Habit 7, the gratitude anchor. Most people don't notice how much their mind leans toward what's wrong. Every day, small annoyances stand out more than quiet positives. A delay, a mistake, something unfinished. Over time, your attention gets trained to scan for problems automatically. You don't choose it, it just happens. And slowly, everything feels heavier than it needs to be. What changes things isn't pretending life is perfect. It's noticing what usually gets ignored. People who feel more grounded don't wait for big wins to feel grateful. They attach gratitude to ordinary moments. Something stable, something that repeats every day. That's how it sticks. In 2026, try anchoring gratitude to one daily action. Brushing your teeth, making coffee, turning off your alarm. Each time it happens, pause and name one thing you appreciate. No list, no journaling, just one quiet acknowledgement. Over time, something subtle shifts. Your mind starts balancing itself. Problems don't disappear, but they stop dominating your attention. You carry stress differently. And with that lighter inner state, showing up for harder things becomes more natural. Habit 8, the hard thing first. Every day has one task that quietly decides how the day will feel. It's usually the one you avoid, the email you don't want to send, the decision you keep postponing. Most people fill their day with easy wins instead. Small tasks, busy work, distractions. By evening, the hard thing is still there, creating tension you carry home. High performers don't eliminate discomfort. They face it earlier. They understand that willpower is strongest at the beginning of the day. So they place the hardest task there before their energy gets fragmented by everything else. In 2026, start asking one question each morning. What's the one thing I'm most tempted to delay today? That's your signal. Give it your first focused block, even if it's just one honest hour. Once it's done, the rest of the day changes tone. Stress drops, confidence rises. You stop negotiating with yourself. And that sense of control sets the stage for something deeper than productivity, meaningful connection. Habit 9, real human connection. A lot of people are surrounded by messages, yet still feel alone. Conversations happen with phones nearby. Attention drifts. Moments pass without being fully present. Over time, relationships feel thinner, even when contact is frequent. And loneliness grows quietly, without a clear reason. The difference isn't more communication, it's better presence. People who feel connected don't multitask through interactions. They slow down, they listen fully. They make others feel seen in small, consistent ways. Not dramatically, just sincerely. In 2026, bring intention back into connection. Put your phone face down during conversations. Offer one genuine compliment a day. Reach out to one person each week you've been meaning to check on. Simple actions, repeated. The result isn't instant closeness, it's trust, depth, a sense that you're not navigating life alone. And when relationships start feeling real again, you naturally begin questioning something bigger. Not what you do each day, but who you're becoming. Habit 10, the identity shift. Most people approach change by focusing on what they want to do. They set goals, read more, exercise more, be more disciplined. But when motivation fades, those goals quietly lose power. You miss a day, then another, and soon it feels like you're back where you started. Not because you failed, but because goals alone don't hold identity. What actually lasts is the story you tell yourself about who you are. The people who change long term don't rely on motivation, they shift identity first. They stop asking, "What should I do today?" and start asking, "What would someone like me do in this moment?" In 2026, let this be the deeper rule behind every habit. Don't aim to exercise, become someone who moves daily. Don't aim to read more, become a reader. One choice at a time. Over time, the pressure disappears. You're no longer forcing change. You're reinforcing who you already are becoming. And when identity leads, habits stop feeling fragile. They hold, they compound. And without realizing it, your life starts to move in a different direction altogether. So here we are, 10 habits that can genuinely make a difference in your life in 2026 if you actually apply them. You don't need to change everything at once. In fact, you probably shouldn't. Pick 2 or 3 habits that feel most aligned with where you are right now, and focus on making those consistent first. What's interesting is that when you stick to just a few of the right habits, something begins to shift quietly. Life feels lighter. Your mind feels less cluttered. You start to feel like you're holding the steering wheel again, instead of being pulled along by your schedule and your emotions. Confidence doesn't come from dramatic breakthroughs, but from the simple feeling that you're in control of your day. 2026 can be the year you look back on and realize how far you've come. Or it can be another year that slips by with the familiar promise of, "I'll start tomorrow." That choice is entirely yours. Or if this video gave you a new perspective, consider liking the video and subscribing for more content like this. You can also leave a comment sharing which habit you're starting with. I read every single one. Remember this, real change is built through small choices repeated over time. Your future is being shaped quietly, one habit at a time. And today, right now, is a good enough moment to begin.